webpage, and I see you when you're young, you listen to Michael Jackson, but Mr. Walker was talking about when I said Michael J, and he's Michael who? Michael Jackson, and so he was. He grew up listening to Michael Jackson. Now, Mr. Walker, yeah.
Okay.
God, I forgot about that, didn't you?
All right, I'll be back.
All right.
Okay, I'm ready to start now. So I'm just going to introduce myself, introduce you, and so nothing too hard, I guess. Hello, Kansas City and the KUAW listeners. This is Professor Smooth Jazz. You can catch my smooth jazz music show on KUAW online every Thursday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., and Friday, 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. And my interviews with jazz artists, Saturdays, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Sometimes we have 2 jazz artists on this hour show. We just do 30 minutes, but if we do an hour, we just have 1 show. But today we have a special guest, Michael J. Thomas, saxophonist, and vocalist. I see you do the vocals too, huh, Mike?
A little.
Well, how you doing, Mike? Thank you. Yeah, well, thank you for giving us this opportunity. I know we've been trying to catch up with each other and busy schedules and everything. And so we're glad I get a chance to interview you. Now, your upbringing, I was looking, now this is a small town, is that Cecilia, Kentucky?
Yeah, Cecilia, Kentucky. Very small. Yeah, there's not anything here. But it's close to Elizabethtown, which is it's a pretty big town. It's 35 miles south of Louisville. So, if you really want something to do, you got to go to Louisville. And that's how you say it, Louisville. Not Louisville, not Louisville, Louisville.
Oh, Louisville. Oh, okay. Well, I was like, wow, I never heard of it. Oh, okay. Well, I got that Missouri slang, so I'll try to slow it down a little bit. I need to speed it up, huh? So now, your music career, I was looking at, you grew up listening to R&B from your parents.
Yeah.
And I was looking at some of the artists here, Earth, Wind and Fire, Michael Jackson, Prince. And so you started young age starting with music, right?
Well, introduced to it anyway, just kind of, through my parents. They had one of those old, you remember the record players, like the big furniture pieces?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Hi-fi stereos or something.
Yeah, you open it up. It had an 8-track player in it, man.
Oh, okay.
8-track, vinyl record, AM, FM stereo.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they played a lot of vinyl around the house. And like all those artists you mentioned. I can remember, I think my first memory is like Tina Marie, Lover Girl.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that song?
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, they played a lot of records around the house when I was a kid. It's kind of funny, growing up in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
You think I would have been listening to a lot of country music, but my parents.
Yeah, that's it. I did.
So they brought me up on this music. They brought me up right.
Okay, but you started with a piano? Before you...
Yeah, mom kind of forced me to piano lessons when I was 7. So yeah, I started playing piano. I still write with it. I'm not proficient. I can see, you can see over here. This is this is my office, my home office.
Oh, okay.
I got a piano over here. I write using the piano. But I don't play. I mean, I can't play. I peck around. I go, oh, I like this chord. Okay, what's this?
Oh, okay.
And then I'll give it to a real piano player when I'm recording and let them do their magic,
So I was looking at some of the groups that you had discovered, like Yellowjackets, Dave Grusin, on your Technics demo that came with that was the stereo your dad?
Yeah, well, hey, check this out. I just have, and this is not because you're interviewing me right now. I was going through these the other day because I was trying to, I was looking at some of the stuff I used to listen to all the time. So this is actually sitting on my desk right now. This is the Technics. If you can see this is the back of it.
Oh, okay.
This came with my dad's stereo system.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I discovered this style of music, and it's like, Dave Grusin, because it's GRP Records.
Oh, yeah.
and then my buddy Carl is my A&R guy and everything. He that's where he worked, was GRP Records, and I showed this to him, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I remember this." He was there when all that magic was happening. It was pretty cool. Crusaders, yeah, Spiral Gyra, check that out.
Oh yeah. Morning Song. That's the first one I remember. Is Morning Song by Spiral Gyra.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a good one.
Now one of my favorites by Grusin is 7 Days of the Condor or something like that from that movie.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it had something to do with this movie. Was about, I think it was about someone trying to assassinate Winston Churchill. But yeah, you had to check it out. That's the 7 days. I think that's Dave Grusin. Yeah, because it's two Grusins, but I'm thinking it's Dave. I'm thinking it's Dave. That was called 7 Days of the Condor. Yeah, you had to check it out. But also he used to play Bob James. Bob James. So I remember. I remember a lot of. They did some
legends, man.
Yeah. So I'm looking at you, and how does he know? Come man, he's so young looking.
I just had a birthday last week, man, and I'm not
happy belated birthday.
At least I don't look my age, right?
You don't look your age. I'm like, hold on, man. I'm looking at this, and he listened. Oh, how do you do this? I mean, he had to be a little baby, man, about that. Now, so you started in the high school band, right? And so that's when you went to saxophone?
Well, actually, I started playing saxophone in middle school band.
Oh, middle school, okay.
Yeah, the kind of story behind that is that I tested real well, I think 6th grade. They did some type of test. The band director would come over and see where we were at. And I tested well for rhythm, and so they want to make me a percussionist in band, in middle school band, and I was looking for a drum set. I was like, "Where's the drum set?" I didn't know anything about all these other instruments, and then I was like, "Well," I saw the saxophone sitting over on a table, and I said, "Well, that looks cool. I want to play that." I didn't know anything about saxophone really, So, I didn't discover. I mean, like the Technics CD we were talking about earlier. I didn't discover that till later on. That was probably like late middle school or early high school or something like that. So I didn't know about saxophone players and stuff. So I just kind of fell into it by accident.
Now, there's some people that tell me I wanted to play the saxophone, but they had too many saxophone players, so I had to go to this.
Oh yeah, I hear stories about that too. Like, we need somebody to play flute, or we need this. Sometimes they'll steer kids that way because they want to, if they want to fill out their band.
So then you just had a saxophone sitting over there waiting for somebody to come get it, huh? Had your name on it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to look here. So you did pretty good with your high school band, and so you had the band director. Tell us a story about the band director. How impressed he was.
Well, so we were in a jazz band rehearsal. And at that time, I had started taking saxophone pretty serious, and I was doing a lot of during my summer days, between school seasons. I would sit down and I would listen. I was trying to train my ear, I was trying to get better at playing, improvising and things like that. And I really the improvising part really hadn't come out of me yet. We were playing a Jimi Hendrix tune. It was arranged for a big band of all things, crazy, Purple Haze, and so I mean, there was all this scribble on the paper. They transcribed Jimmy's solo. I'm like, ain't no way I can play that.
Just got some pretty high notes on that guitar.
Black all over the page, notes. And so I don't know, just something about it just came out of me, man. It hit me all of a sudden. Something connected in my brain, and I was able to. I just started improvising. I just started making stuff up, and the whole band they stopped, the band director, and they all just stood up and did this, and it was cool. And then since then, I just keep continuing to hone in your skills, and you're never there, man. You're always reaching, you're always studying. Like I just told you earlier, I was listening to Walter Beasley when you guys when we got on this call together.
So, and then you had honors in your, tell us about the honors you had in your senior year at your high school performance.
So I made the, I made the what do you call it? All-state jazz band. So I auditioned, and I was never a great reader. I played better by ear than I do reading, and but I still made the cut, and I was the second chair alto, and the first chair alto was supposed to do all the solos, but he couldn't play by ear, couldn't improvise. So I ended up doing all the solos. That was pretty neat. That was fun. That was a great time. It was a great experience, you know. And then I don't, you know, this is going back. You're talking about age earlier. This is having to dig for some of this now. High school, I was awarded the John Philip Sousa Award. I couldn't even tell you what that means, to be honest with you.
That's all right. You don't have to explain it.
It was a distinguished honor at the time. I'll say that.
Only in Kentucky they have that award.
I have no idea. I don't know if it's like.
I'm just joking. I had never seen it before when I was there. I didn't even know if I could pronounce it correctly. So I'm gonna let him do this one. So you earned a scholarship, a music scholarship to the university there?
Kentucky, yeah. I was a music education major, and found out pretty quick that I was like, teaching wasn't for me, and I ended up dropping out, and I tried staying in school and doing some other things, but I ended up touring, I ended up traveling, you know, and so that's what I've been doing ever since, you know. I mean, I've been probably touring, doing things, you know, playing live music since I was 19, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
See where it says 19. So I'm looking at this. You joined the Jive Rockets.
Yeah,
Jive Rockets.
That was the first band I was in. Yeah. We did you know, at Louis Prima music, we did stuff like that. You know, we did jump blues, rockabilly. Yeah. We had at one point we had a 3-piece horn section, and that was cool. You know, we had an upright bass player. It was fun. It was really cool. That's how I got my, you know, I got my feet wet. You know.
And I kind of was looking at I was saying, man, hold on, how he's just so young. Looking at, I said, Brian Setzer Orchestra.
Yeah,
I know about the Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and I looked at Bill Haley's original comments. I was like, hold on, man, Bill Haley. I was like, man. Brian
Setzer, but Bill, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. I have recently, just right before COVID hit, so it would have been 2019. I did another show with those guys here in my hometown in Destin, Florida. That was fun, man. We're connecting with them, and the sax player from that band and I became friends and stuff. It was pretty cool. It's like, man, all these years had passed since you know, when I started the Jive Rockets, and now I'm a solo artist and doing this stuff. It was pretty neat, you know.
Now, so where did you start out playing? Did the high school band get you acquainted with the jazz? Genre?
I mean, really, you know, I mean, I had I did a lot on my own, and then I was very fortunate that we had one of our band directors there was never a jazz band in the high school until my junior year, and all the years prior to that, they never had one. And then I was very fortunate. One of my directors, he decided to put one together. So we had a jazz band my junior and senior year of high school, and that was cool. If he hadn't done that, well, you know, I wouldn't have got some of those opportunities, you know.
Now, so your debut album was City Beat. Now I know I have your CDs, and I'm pretty sure I got City Beat. Yeah. So you were independent when you did that one in 2010. Yeah.
That was my very first national released project, and man, that was a learning experience. My first time working with a radio promoter. You know, I got in. You know, I hired a publicist. I did a bunch of stuff like that, and it ended up. It was kind of cool. I didn't chart. I didn't have a hit on the radio yet, but I ended up having several of the cuts from the CD were on the Weather Channel. It's kind of funny, like the local on the 8s. You know, they played it. I had a song that was in the Warner Brothers film Contagion. It got put in the movie, you know. Yeah, so it was pretty neat, you know.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember when Contagion came out.
2011.
It was 2011. Okay, man, that was really advanced before this COVID thing kind of.
Yeah. Who knew we would, you know, years later, you know.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember when it came. I know it was the one. I don't know if it was pretty similar to that name or something like that just came. So I was trying to remember. I remember the name of that movie.
I think it was called like Outbreak or something. There was
similar. Yeah, but I remember when I heard that, and I said, "Man, you know what? I didn't." And it's kind of funny. Those kind of movies. Oh, that's too close. I don't like to.
Yeah.
Another movie I want to go see.
I have a copy of it, but man, I haven't watched it. You know, it's been so. But I was thrilled though. I got at the movie press. I went to the movie theater, and I actually got to sit there. I was by myself. Like I went to a late night movie. It was winter times, off season here in Florida, and like you know, it was time of year we don't have a lot of tourists and things. And I remember going to the movie theater by myself, sitting up there, and at the credits, I got to see my name, you know, song title next to You Too, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Yes, had Lawrence Fishburne and
Lawrence Fishburne, Jude Law, Kate Winslet, Matt Damon. I don't know. It was like all-star cast. I can't remember everybody was in it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to check that out. Now you had a vocal debut in 2011. I Think About Amy.
And that was my first. That was my first Billboard hit. That one charted, and ironically, it was a vocal. It was like I was surprised. My first thing that hit for me was a vocal instead of instrumental, you know. But it went to number 16 on the charts, and it was written about my high school crush. So that's what that was about.
So she's. Do you still have contact with her?
No.
Just a saxophone player. Well, she probably see you in that. That's that saxophone player used to like me.
Yeah, that's kind of a funny story though.
And so how did you end up signing with? That's when you signed on Woodward. How did you?
Yeah, that was on Woodward Avenue. Yeah.
So how'd you end up getting introduced to Woodward and get signed?
I don't. You know what? I'm thinking it was the radio promoter I was working with at the time.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I think that's how that happened. Oh. Yeah, we did a couple singles together. I did I Think About Amy, and then I did a song. I co-wrote a song that featured Wendy Moten on vocals, and Paul Brown produced that one.
Yeah. And I saw that. Cause Paul Brown, and he on is he on Woodward? Is Paul Brown?
Yeah, Paul's on Woodward now too.
I thought so. Yeah. Now you know my nickname for Paul is Popular Paul.
Popular Paul.
Yeah, because he's on Jeff Larber. I call him. Am I on your CD? See, yeah. I said he can't. I know he can't remember all those.
Oh no, man.
Compilations and featuring on CDs.
He was a lot of fun to work with, man. He let me come out and stay at his place. So like I stayed at his house. With his family, they're awesome people, really great people, and I
met Paul at a venue here. You know, so I had to give you, man, when you get that, when you're that popular, everybody wants to do some producing and playing.
The door, man. He opened the door. I didn't realize how tall he is. I went like this.
Oh no,
he's like a basketball player.
I took a picture with him. I said, "Yeah, you ready to take that camera and put it." Turn it sideways because if you want to get him in the picture, because I'm way down here and he's
right.
But here in Kansas City, I'm used to Julian Vaughn.
Oh yeah.
So he's tall, and then Blair Bryant. Well, he's not as tall as Julian. I said, man, I'm just short. You know, all you guys are taller than me. So Julian said he's like 6'7". I said 6'7". I was, man, you look like he's 6'8" or 6'9". So what?
Yeah.
Yep. So in that debut, you also what was that? Oh, Wendy. That's what I was trying to remember who Wendy, but I know I'm gonna have to check her out because it says she had did something with Michael McDonald and Peebo Bryson. So I said Wendy. I said
real quick. Let me pull this down.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. So this is a picture Here's a picture of me and Michael McDonald together.
Oh, so okay.
He's holding the CD that Wendy Moten sang on, the one we did together.
Oh, okay.
We met at his show, and that was my icebreaker. I said, hey, Michael. I said, do you know who this is? And I hold the CD up. And he goes, Wendy Moten, and then that was it. And we had a conversation. Super cool guy, man. Very, very humble. I mean, for somebody with his accolades, man, very, very humble guy.
Yeah. So now your new CD release, it was kind of funny because when I was talking to Mr. Walker, I guess I was at the station, and so that selection was I was programming it to be play on the show KUAW. So I said, Mr. Walker, I said, what's the yak? Because they're sipping on the yak, and so I forget. He had disrespect. You mean you don't know what that is? I said, well, I don't drink. So he's like,
that's old school, man.
Yeah, that's what you know, man.
My buddy Carl came up with that,
Oh, okay.
Man. Yeah, it was funny because the music producer, my friend Trammell out of Atlanta, Trammell Starks, we co-wrote that song, and he said, I was listening to it, and I was trying to get in the mood, so he said I was drinking, I was sipping on some Courvoisier, and I said, man, there's got to be a song title in that somewhere. So I told Carl about it, because kids, they call it Valsy. Kids call it Valsy, and Carl's like, no, back in my day we called it yak, I like that, the yak. So that's what it's hard to name sometimes. So I was like, that'd be a cool title.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because I'm sitting there programming. I said, Mr. Walker, I said, what is this? Is this song by Michael J. Thomas? Is considered, And I said, man, you don't know what that is, man.
Yeah.
So so now I'll never forget us.
When we went back to the studio to record it, Carl and I we were riding together from Florida to Atlanta, and we had been listening to George Howard a lot on the way there. That time I was listening to George a lot, trying to pick up some of his playing and stuff he did, back in the day. And I got in the studio, and the producer Trammell, he surprised us. He brought out a bottle of Courvoisier. And so we all partaked a little Courvoisier before I recorded my soprano sax on there. And I was like, okay, we were feeling pretty good.
Hey, man, he had me cracking up. You don't remember that, man? So, have you heard the selection by George? I think it's his version of Grazing in the Grass. And he has some vocals in it.
Because every once in a while, if I'm going jogging, I'll be listening to his playlist, and I've heard him do some covers. Like I heard him doing like a Isley Brothers tune, stuff. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember that one. It was one CD. It was really popular. Had to be the early '90s or something like that. Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like it had him on the front with his. I don't know if he had his sax, but I can't. I'll have to.
Well, there you go. Now
I'm sorry.
It said the internet connection is unstable. You were frozen there for a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Now, so you can listen to you. It says you're featured on the Watercolors. Oh, so what song did they play on the Weather stage, the Weather Channel?
Oh man, that was back. That was off the City Beat album. So they had.
Oh, okay.
This was back then. So it was like.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was like they had like 4 or 5 of my songs. I remember.
Okay. Yeah, because Weather. I used to listen to
all the laid back songs on there.
Man, they used to play some pretty good jazz selections. Because I said, oh, that's that jazz selection they played on the Weather. I said, I'm gonna have to look at their list stuff.
They did, and they got in trouble for not paying royalties. True story. True story. Yeah, and I got all mine. I didn't have an issue, but at one time, my friend Trammell Starks, the producer in Atlanta, he was the Weather Channel guy. They went to Trammell and said, hey, can you record us, 40 songs that sound like this and whatever? And he did. And so he was the Weather Channel musician guy there for a while,
Man, I was wondering who was doing. I was like, man, and I'm thinking after I heard of this Japanese guitarist Goda or something like that. I can't remember how to pronounce his name, but he just said Goda, and a good thing because I couldn't pronounce it.
Okay.
And, but they had a lot of selections, and I always had to check them out, because there were some new artists on there that I didn't know about.
Hey, Ricky, I got to pause for just a second.
Okay.
Sorry, somebody's at my door.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Sorry about that, Ricky.
Hey,
that's my buddy. That's my buddy Randy. He's doing some work.
I made it back.
That's fine. That's fine. Hey, Mr. Walker.
Yes.
I was just explaining to Michael about you had to give me the definition of. Remember that song I asked you about when I was programming, sipping on the yak?
Oh.
And I didn't know. I said, well, ask you what yak is. See, that's Michael J's song. And so he had him laughing. I said, yeah, you had to explain to me. He said, what's the new term the kids have for it now, Michael, you say?
Bossy is what they call it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's what they call Courvoisier. That's not so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember when it was, they had the yak. Yeah. Have a yak attack.
Yeah, but that was Michael J's song that I was programming. I just happened to say, what is the yak? So you like to fish?
No.
I was gonna say, man,
you don't fish at all, man. I tried fishing when I was a kid. I had a tackle box and everything. My dad bought me a tackle box. I was bored out of my mind. And and then we living in Florida, you think I'd be out on a boat fishing, whatever. No, I don't care for it, man. I like to go on a boat, but not to fish.
Understandable.
You catch the big fish in Florida now. That's what I hear.
Yeah, man. I went on a deep sea fishing expedition one time, and
you did?
I've never been seasick in my life until that time. And I think it was the smell of the fish, and I hadn't ate all day, and that's not for me.
Oh well. Anything else you would like to tell the KUAW Kansas City audience? How you can be reached?
Yeah. I tell you what, I actually got a new. I'm going to the studio again in September for a new EP, and that's going to come out like 2022, beginning of 2022. Mm-hmm. And for any information, to get to my Facebook, my social media, all that, it's on my website, so they can visit michaeljthomas.net. It's michaeljthomas.net.
Now, what was the J stand for? That's what I was supposed to ask you.
Joseph.
Joseph. Okay.
Yeah. You know what happened is years ago, I was working with this jazz group, and the guy was just teasing. He didn't know what my middle name was, and he started calling me Michael J. Thomas as a joke, kind of like Michael J. Fox. Mm-hmm. And something about it stuck. People could remember my name easier. So I was like, that's interesting. I was like, now people can remember my name just by putting a middle initial in there. I was like, okay, I'll go with that. There's Michael Thomas. That name is so common, man. Everybody, yeah. There's so many people named Michael Thomas. It's funny, Yeah.
Well, thank you again for giving us the opportunity to interview you. I enjoyed myself and talking to you. And hopefully, with all this pandemic and everything, and look like we're about in the second stage rush when we get it started.
I hope not.
Yeah. And maybe we get a chance, the Kansas City audience. Have you ever been to Kansas City?
I've not. I want to go, man. It's just home Charlie Parker. Are you kidding me? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a chance. Carl's talking about moving there. His girlfriend is from there originally. They're talking about moving there. here pretty soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're telling him to look up the KUAW family, man. We will. So at the where we have the radio station at KUAW, we have a learning center there, and we tutor kids in math, science, reading. We also do STEM. Now, Mr. Walker not only manages the radio station, but he's over the robotics and Black family technology.
That's
we
cool.
have Lego and all kinds of things like that.
Cool.
So yeah, man, if you ever get to, you can maybe you get to come visit the kids when we start back up, and bring your saxophone.
Okay.
And they were because they had music classes there also.
Oh, is that right?
They started music classes, yeah, for kids. So on the Saturdays when I tutor, sometimes I go and listen to them, go by there and check them out, So, all righty, but you have a nice day, and hopefully we'll get through this thing, and you get your kitchen done.
Oh, I got so many projects going on, man.
Yeah.
Work on the kitchen. My wife's family's coming to town this weekend. We're trying to get some stuff cleaned up too,
All right. Well, you have a nice day.
Awesome.
Thanks again.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Everybody else say hi.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.